250, believing the market is discounting upside to data center revenue. Finally, Bank of America raising its target to 275, highlighting a very positive meeting with management after Nvidia's GTC of
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to October 29th market update. Lots going on in the market. First, I'm going to do is switch my screen here on trading. I'm on the wrong screen. This is the algo. If you guys are looking at it, this is the overnight. It has been doing so far this morning. So let me switch over. This is a paper trading account, of course, that you're looking at. So good morning, everybody. Let's get started. Market update. Let's take a look at what's going on in the market. Lots been happening so far. Earnings has been coming out. Boeing earnings have been coming out. Then we got the XZ and the Trump meeting tomorrow. That's happening, which will be like tonight. Somewhere around 9-10 o'clock tonight. Beyond that, they're going to be a meet between XZ and Trump. Looks like they're going to get some sort of deal done. Possibly Donald Trump has to give up the Nvidia chips, their big chips. That's what the Chinese want. They want a fair trade, and if Trump is willing to do that, I think you might have a deal today. Some sort of and the Chinese got the rare earth that they make all this stuff from. So lots going on, and just looking at the gold prices are anticipating to this interest rate cut, and gold price and all that liquidity that's going to come into the market. Where is it going to go? There's only a few things it's been pumping up. One is gold, the other one is stock market, and Bitcoin is starting to go up a bit as well. It's sitting at 113. It's pumped up from the 110k level. So again, lots of deals that are happening in Asian. There's a last night. There's going to be a lot going more tonight. Again, is XZ and Trump. But overall, we got lots of earnings to discuss. So let's take a look at the ES first. Where are the ES? Well, look at that. It just remember when I broke above this here, when it goes into the black space, we don't know how far it's going to go up. There is no resistance. So the next psychological level is 7K, which is going to be happening about 50. We're about 54 points away from right now. We're sitting at 69.44, which is a very interesting number. As you guys all know, 69.44 and 69.54. If we break above these two numbers, we are going to be hitting the 7K level very soon. Maybe if they get that deal done tonight, we might be above 7K by tomorrow morning. So this is going to be a big jump. Especially, it's what is this? Stay bullish. Basically, the market is bullish. Stay bullish. Day trades are the best. That's what we are getting into, especially nowadays, because of the market keeps going to the upside. I'm really not struggling with anything long term to buy right now. Why? Because there's only very few stocks that are pushing this market to the upside, and those are the M7 stocks, and that's what pushing this index to the all-time high. But if you look at all the other stocks, the blue chip stocks, they basically haven't moved as much. Some of the other the blue chip, these M7, the technology, the communication sector, and if you go into into the Seeking Alpha and any sector, you take a look at it. The only sectors that have been really pumping up have been basically the communication sector and the technology sector. So quickly, let's take a look at what else is going on in the market this morning. Besides the ES, let's take a look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is up there as well. Again, where is it? In black space. There's no resistance up here, but we can see maybe the support is here around 25,368, but we can't tell where the resistance is. So this keeps going into black space. And the thing is, The volume isn't died off as much as I thought it would. Boy, the volume is holding pretty steady, but it is lower than the sell-off that was happening here, and there was a lot of liquidity was happening in here. See that when you look at these red histograms, and you'll see these red candles as well. There was a lot of selling going on there, and there's no doubt about there was a lot of short selling going on in here as well. And guess what those short sellers are doing now? They're pushing this market to the upside. So the volume is not there to sustain this market. Okay, it's a very small volume. If a selling value comes in, this market is going to come down very quickly. So just be careful of that while you're day trading. Okay. So that is a Nasdaq. Take a look at the Dow. Dow is also at the all-time high. No black, it's in the black space. No resistance up there. And what is IWM doing? 250. We're gonna get interest rate cuts today. Chances of this going higher. I think that if you want to day trade this one, I think up to 2 o'clock will be good. If you only get a quarter point cut, I don't think the market is gonna go anywhere. But if you get a half a point cut, chances of that happening are very minimal. But if it does happen, the IWM goes over 250. It's gonna hit new highs. Okay, so this is what I would be playing for. Like if you want to swing trade, day trade, this is a good bet to trade before 2 p.m. What about oil? Oil is headed to the other side. We're getting a lot of deals done. Things are calm, nothing going on. Russia is quiet. Oil prices are pretty steady. Again, if you're going into what we are seeing, besides just the M7 stocks, we are seeing the U.S. economy, underlying economy that is not doing well. And I'm not just saying because we saw a lower inflation rate, but the other problem is we haven't seen the PPI numbers. We haven't seen PCE data. We haven't seen the jobs data. We haven't seen the GDP numbers. So but I'm going by what I've been talking to people. I've been talking to other people and saying, okay, especially our trucking brothers, sisters, that is the first sign where the economy either is going to do well or not. And the trucking industry has been hurting real bad. If the trucking industry is hurting to the transportation sector is going to the downside, we most likely are not doing well. So that's what I'm going by, looking at the overall economy, that we're not doing well. If we are not doing well in that sector, especially the transportation sector, we're going to go down on oil. I think a 55 level. So I'm going to predict the market where basically looking at oil. Is oil in demand or not? Right now, oil is not in demand. If it's not in demand, the price should be lower. So we will see that. We'll try to keep that as a close watch on that. The other one is I'm keeping very close eye on is the 10-year. 10-year is just right below the 4%. This thing needs to go below 3.90 and then the thing is it's not going. The reason it's not going, people do not want money interest rate on if I'm going to take the US dollar, if I'm going to go buy the US or I'm going to invest in the US dollar, I want a better return. And that's why they're saying, hey, the yield here is sticking on 4%. Today we should see on the short term, yield go to the downside a little bit. Why? Because of the interest rate cuts. Okay, the long-term rates are still higher than the 10-year. The U.S. rate right now is sitting at 4.5, right? So let's bring the forex. Here's some numbers. So before we get to Canadian numbers, the 4.25. This is what the interest rates in the U.S. are sitting right now, right? So the 10-year is sitting at 4%. So the federal rate cut is going to happen, and that's going to go below 4%. Okay, or right at 4% if they cut a quarter point. Now, if they cut by 50 basis, this thing is going to be sitting at 3.75. And short-term rates all of a sudden are lower than the 10-year. So where are people going to go borrow money from? They're going to go borrow from short term. And that is going to cause the 10-year to come down below 4%. Okay? That's what's going to make me my money on my bonds that I'm holding. Okay? So this is what I need. This thing here to go below 4%. Now, if we get that half a point cut, That's why you're going to see a big rally in the market. You're going to see the 10-year bond drop below 4%, and that is good. But either way, we are going to see that 10-year come down below 4% because we're going to get another quarter point. If you only get a quarter point cut this time, we're going to get another quarter point in December, and that's going to drop the 10-year below. Either way, it's going to go below 4%, and that is good for the bonds. If anybody haven't bought the bonds that what we've been following, I think there's still outside chance you can make money on those bonds. Okay, you're going to make capital gains on those bonds. Bond prices are going to go up, and you will be able to sell them at a higher price. And that's what my thinking is here on the federal funds rate. That's going to happen at today at 2 p.m. I hope we get a I'm outside chance. I am hoping for a 0.5% cut, but I know most likely in my heart it's just going to be a quarter point. But before we go, let's take a look at also Canadian Bank of Rate decision. Again, the Canadian rate right now is sitting 2.5. The expectation is they're going to cut a quarter point. I don't know if even that's going to happen. I'm not sure, but we should get at least a maybe quarter point cut here, which are they're anticipating, which most likely going to happen. But there's outside chance that this may not even happen. But I'm gonna say it for now. It does. If it does, that's good for the banking stocks. All the banks, like Bank of TD, Royal Bank, all of them, they'll be able to lend more money out at cheaper rate. So that's gonna make that's gonna be a decision that's coming out 9:45. We'll be covering it right here live to what's gonna happen, and the 2 o'clock we'll be covering it live. Then 2:30, Jerome Powell will be talking in front of the media, and he'll be answering those questions. That's where a lot of the volatility in the market's going to come. And plus, don't forget we will read his statement at 2 p.m. What his statement's going to read. And that's going to be really going to be a point of where, because we don't know where this economy is going, but at least he's going to give us some idea of where the economy is going without those numbers. And I'm pretty sure he'll be lost too, but again, these guys have access to a lot of other stuff, how they can determine where the economy is going. So I'm hoping to read a little more of Jerome Powell today to see exactly where is he taking us. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Very interesting. They're going to be very volatile day. And then we got a big decision again, the Bank of Japanese there, or Japan tonight at 9:30. What are they going to do? I told you guys about a month ago, they changed the prime minister. The new one came in. He said he's not going to cut interest rate, raise interest rates. The other prime minister was going to raise the interest rates, and that was going to make the Japanese yen stronger. But this guy, since he's come in, made nothing but the Japanese yen go down even more. I think the next, and the policy has totally changed from one prime minister to the next. And that we're gonna see those interest rates coming in at tonight. So the Japanese yen is getting weaker because I don't think we're gonna see any raise here on the Japanese interest rate decision. So this is a big day today. Lots going on. A Xi meeting today, Trump meeting with him, and lots of trade deals happening. Mark Carney trying to bag a lot of deals over there as well. I like the chances of Canada getting away from the U.S. a little more and trading with. We never gonna get away from the U.S. They are our next door neighbor. There's no doubt about it. We hope we get a deal. If we get a deal, that's great, and that's gonna be good for the Canadian stock, especially the Canadian CNR and all NTR. It's gonna be great for them. But it's nice that we are dealing with the rest of the world as well. Okay, so I do like what's going on with Carney there. Okay, so let's get on with the rest of the market. What is the dollar in? Let's go to gold. Gold is jumping. Why? Liquidity coming into the market, right? The interest rates are going down. The 10-year may go down, and this may go down. More money comes in. Where the money's going? Right now, a lot of it. This is a little bit of bullish candle right here, guys. And I liked it. It would have been a nice buy. I think it's still a nice buy on gold. I think gold will come a little bit to this is where the resistance level is, around the almost 4,100. Can it touch 4100 today? I think it very easily could with the interest rate cut, especially if you get a 0.5% cut. That is going to push gold right back to the upside. But this is a bullish candle here. And this was a indecision candle, which happened about the same levels. Always look back at the candles, what's happening in that zone from the past. So this was an indecision candle where the price just pushed right back, rocketed up. And this is exactly what this candle did too. The buyers came in right here. The sellers were trying to push this thing lower, but all of a sudden buyers came in and they just pushed this thing right back up. And that's what's happening today as well for this gold. And gold could reach 4100 if we just get a quarter point cut. That's already priced into the market. Okay. We talked about the Russell 2000. Let's talk about the VIX. VIX is nice. It's moving up a little bit. Why? We got an interest rate decision coming up today. We got Xi and Trump talking tonight. So this is gonna go. It's gonna get a little bit of elevated today. And same thing with the premiums on your options. They're gonna get elevated a little bit today as well. So just be careful when you're trading options. IV is gonna go up. Okay, so remember that one. What else is happening in the put call ratio? Looking at the SPY, these things are pushing right towards the call side.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm stuck with the.
Sorry, somebody had a question? Or somebody's mic is open. Okay, and if you got a question, please let me know. The SPY, the put call ratio, both on the triple Qs, they went very strong towards the call side. What does that tell us? Just look at the market. Market's going up, right? And the IWM went slightly towards the put side. But anyway, what's going on with the Bitcoin? Bitcoin is sitting at 113K. Again, 0.5 point cut. We should see higher. It has been bouncing up. Interest rate decision coming up, cut. And the overall, what else is happening with Bitcoin? Really not much. I think this deal between China and the U.S., especially on the cryptocurrencies and the rare earth thing there, then the NVIDIA chip there. If that happens, I think this is gonna pop again to the upside Bitcoin. Okay, so still I do not recommend getting into MSTR. Look what's doing. Bitcoin went to the upside. This thing is gonna break if the Bitcoin doesn't move anywhere. If Bitcoin doesn't get back to 220, this stock has a lot of debt. So be very careful. Okay. I don't want to touch that stock. I don't want to. It's very, very risky. Let's take a look at what I do want to take a look at is earnings this morning. Let's get in. And if anybody has a question, guys, just put in the chat. I'll take a look at it and we'll answer it. But again, let's take a look at the earnings this morning. And one of my favorite companies is, let's go here. One of my favorite companies is Boring Company. Nobody mentions it. It's not high tech. It's not. It doesn't have the lights on anywhere. Nobody cares about this one. Anybody can guess what that company is?
Caterpillar, buddy.
Exactly, buddy. This is not high tech. There's nothing. It's a boring stock. Okay, been telling you guys for a long time. You guys been here. This thing is gonna keep going up. Okay, Caterpillar is a very boring stock. Nobody cares. Earnings came out. The numbers were incredible. Beat to the upside. Look at that. 41 cents beat by the earnings. And the revenue beaten by 865 million. Wow. Big thing going on with Caterpillar. And the other one I want to talk about in a minute here is very similar to what this company does. And I think Gurkeet knows what I'm talking about too. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But look at the earnings on this one. Do I buy it today? It has a great run up. I would wait for one of these. Wait for the algo to tell you, hey, got a green signal, buy it. But we're not until we get that. Well, we're not gonna get that unless we get a dip. Okay. The next signal we're gonna come is this red signal gonna come. I don't know where it's gonna come, but as long as keep going up, this signal isn't gonna come up. So this is what you want to buy, but you want to buy it on dip. I will not be shorting this thing. Okay, so this same morning it's up 20 over 25 $29 to the upside. That's what the opening is right there from the pre-market. Keeps going up. So if you have it, hang on to it. If you don't have it, wait till you get some sort of dip on this one here. Okay, back in April was a perfect time to buy this one. This was where Donald Trump came out with his whole bunch of those sheets, tax sheets, and that's what drove this market back to the downside on this. But again, this is the one that continues to the upside. um, like I said, if you have it, hang on to it. The other one I want to talk about is Deere and Company, very similar to this one. This should be up as well, but if you haven't got Caterpillar, this is the one to buy. Okay, this is the next best thing to Caterpillar, and this will continue up as well. Very similar companies. Deere, the only reason Deere is down is because they screwed up big time. They screwed up big time by not fixing the farmers, their tractors and trailers, because what they did was Deere, they said, we are the authorized fixers. We don't want anybody else touching our equipment. And the farmers waited for them to come around and fix their equipment while they were sitting around doing nothing, and they were all pissed off. And they basically, that's what hurt Deere, and Deere is now trying to fix that. Okay, Deere is now going back to the management to say, hey, somehow we need to fix our these guys were competing hands with Caterpillar, parallel to Caterpillar, but that's really killed them. Is they try to get try to fix their own equipment in the farmer instead of letting the third party come and do it. So that's what hurt them big time. But I think they're going to try to fix that issue. They're going to try to work with the farmers and the construction industry, and they're going to try to bring this stock right back up. I think this is an opportunity. It is up on. This is not up on its own. This is up because Caterpillar's up. Okay. So they do have earnings coming up very shortly too. That's November 19th. So I am a buyer of this one. If you don't have Caterpillar, this one is to buy. Okay. All right. So we're done with Deere. What else we're gonna be looking at here? Let's bring the other numbers up. Where did my chart go? Excuse me. United Health came out with earnings. Visa, I love Visa, guys. They're still growing, but the only problem with Visa right now, they're growing at a single digit. Okay, so just be careful of that. But I like Visa. I still like it. Let's take a look at the chart on Visa if anybody's interested in buying this thing. Okay, it's been going really nice. The last time I gave a buy was remember this down here, and I think this one here. This is where they hurt themselves by they went to merchants and said they put a proprietary chip in it, so they could only use Visa. They could not let MasterCard come in. They could not let other cards use at their machines. Okay, and then it hurt them, and the federal government sued them, and they had to change that, and that's what hurt them. This is where I told to buy. This was going to get fixed. Look what it did since, and this is the same thing. It's really a nice little dip here on the market. Again, they beat the earnings, but if you are interested in buying Visa, I would buy it above that trend line. I would start off little if you don't have it, because I do expect this market somewhere to take a correction, and when the market takes a correction, everything usually comes down, right? So including Visa. So this is sitting at right now. They came out with really good earnings, which is good, but it wasn't really this was the expectation. When you have this expectation, the stock usually goes down, and that's what the stock is doing. This is an opportunity to buy. Okay, this is not even here. I will buy more when it breaks out, but I will start accumulating here. Okay, I have Visa, and I showed you guys some MasterCard last week as well. They're very similar. They're same business pretty much, and the earnings are coming out tomorrow on MasterCard. I think MasterCard Both of them are giving us an opportunity to buy. If anybody's looking to buy card, AXP already came out with earnings, and they were great, and they just beat the numbers. And I think these guys will beat the numbers too, MasterCard, but by how much? But the expectation is they're going to beat the numbers. That's why the stock hasn't taken off to the upside, especially Visa today. Okay, what else? Write these companies down, guys. These are great companies. These are the companies you should own, especially if you're 25, 30 years old, because these are the companies gonna, by the time you're 45, 50, you're gonna retire on these ones. Okay, very solid companies. Unless something changes tomorrow, they're always keep a close eye on them. Unless the technology changes or something changes, the way we pay changes. These companies been making money for the last 50 years, and they're gonna keep making it. Okay, so let's take a look at what else is happening on that chart. Sorry, why do I hit the wrong button? Okay, go back to my earnings here. Okay, United Health came out with earnings. We talked about that yesterday. Let's talk about what came out today. This morning, and Boeing was one of them. Let's bring it up here. Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, they all coming out tonight. We're gonna get a big movement. It's gonna be a crazy day today, really. We got the big company, the M7 that are driving the market. We got XZ meeting. We got Fed decision. What is this market gonna do at 2 o'clock? It's gonna burst either, or I'm gonna burst low, trying to find out what direction this market's gonna go. This is gonna be a crazy day with everything. So anyway, Boeing did come out with earnings. We're gonna look at those right there. And what else is coming up? Really stands out. I like Ingenico Mines here. This is a great company here in the mining industry. Deutsche Bank has run up a lot already. I would just stay away from that right now. So we already mentioned Caterpillar. Airbus is coming out. Let's take a look at. I don't want to look at Microsoft. We already looked at Microsoft a lot. Verizon actually came out with earnings. They beat the numbers per share, but they missed on the revenue. Okay, but Boeing is the one I want to talk about. Why? Because I own it, and everybody else probably own it here as well. And I'm going to recommend is a buy, even though they lost earning per share 747. The revenue was 23.3 billion. But what I'm looking at this morning, I looked at the overall numbers. What I liked about Boeing is the cash flow, 2.2 billion, and that's what kind of got me this morning. The stock was up earlier on the news, but it is down to 221. I am a buyer, and especially it's got a strong support around 210. If it gets to 210, listen, this is a great. This whole area is a great place for to DCA it, this stock here. And the only thing that would take it down below here is if the market bursts to the downside. Okay, the manufacturing is starting on has started already. The only thing that is really lacking on Boeing right now are the machinists. Their union is still on strike. They're trying to get that deal done. If they get that deal done, this thing is gonna start popping to the upside. So as soon as that machinist deal comes in, I think this is alone is gonna put a couple of bucks in Boeing to the upside. So I like it. Numbers, if it comes any lower, I'm a big fan. Last time we bought Boeing, me and I think Gurkeet knows 130. We were both buying 130, 140 back here. Very, very cheap. If it gets to 130, like on a market trap, sell your house and buy Boeing, right? Boeing is not going anywhere. So that is Boeing. What else is happening on the market? Anybody else want to talk about stocks here? Meta is Meta is very strong. I think Baba and Meta are in two different categories, but I like Meta better than Baba. If you were to tell me, hey, held a gun to my head, which company I would buy Meta. But Baba is coming very strong as well. The Chinese economy is doing well. I would own both of the stocks. So if you take a look at Baba, we give you a buy back here. Remember, We were telling you, hey, that's why did we say Baba? The reason I said it, Baba, was back here. If you look at the economy, the Chinese economy, when the numbers were coming out, I said the Chinese economy is picking up. And what happened after Baba? After that, Baba went straight up, and so did Baidu. Those are two of my favorite stocks in China that I would buy, that anybody should buy. But the rest of the Chinese stock, I don't know about that. But anyway, those two stocks I do trust, and both of them ran up. Baba ran up, Baidu ran up. So should you buy Baba today? I think Baba is running on news now. Okay, Xi and Trump meeting, and if they get a deal done, Baba may hit the all-time high. So it's good for day trading. I would not hang on for long term, but right now, the long term, I would want to buy it at a lower price. But it is going to run up. If you want to day trade this stuff, go for it. Remember your risk. Okay. Don't say come back to me and say I told you to buy it. Remember your risk when you're day trading. Okay. Be very careful. Yeah, Baidu was the other one that here we're going to quickly take a look. It's been running up as well. Same thing, it's running up today. Again, these are the stock. This is when people are hurting back here. When nobody cares, people are yelling and screaming, this stock's not going anywhere. You know, within a year, in 2025, this thing has almost doubled. Right? It gives you more than 100% return, and that's what you're looking. You're looking for 15% return in a year, average 15 to 20% if you're trading stocks, right? That's what you're looking for, and this thing gives you 100%. All of a sudden, boom, to the upside. That's what you have to wait for. That's what you have to wait for. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for that in the CNR stock right now. Right? Everybody keeps saying, even a couple of people came in yesterday, hey, this thing is going down. What should I do? Well, I said, well, I'm holding it. I'm going to buy more of it if I get an opportunity. I'm going to hang on to it. But, it's up to you if you think, I don't know, maybe it will go back to the downside. If it breaks here, maybe I'll go lower. But I know what I bought. I know the homework that I have done on this stock and why I'm holding it. Unless something really changes, I am not selling CNR. I'm going to be adding more of it. Again, a lot of people asking about that yesterday after the little bit to the downside again, going back to 131. My average is somewhere around 129 on the buy on this thing. I wasn't making good money. I did not sell it. I'm not willing to part with it yet. Especially this has gone to the downside after the trade deal fell apart. Between it was doing great, and had they got a deal, this thing would have been going to the upside. But again, have to wait for this deal to happen. If this deal happens, CNR will benefit big time. Okay, so that's one of the stocks I want to talk about. Any other ones here? WRD, Pony, those are fine. That's good. Let's take a look at Pony. That's the only one I really got interested in it. Take a look at this one here. Is moving. This is a new IPO here that was done back in 2024 here. What is the market doing right now with it? Let's always take a look what the stock is do. What the company does. Description. So what does Pony.ai? Basically, they got AI in it. They're doing something to do with AI, which is autonomous vehicle driving. This is a direct competition with Tesla, right? Their software. So which is better? 7.66 billion. Are they making a lot of revenue? Very small, 80 million revenue on it. Market cap is 7.66. Look at the other numbers; they're not there. So if you companies like this, when you invest in them, you got to go look at their software. Okay, is it competitive to Tesla or any other autonomous vehicle where they're making software? So find some companies in a similar area and see which one is better. And if this company is better than Tesla's autonomous vehicle, then it will go higher. So that's what you have to do homework is on technology. Because if you're doing it on the numbers, on the fundamentals, it's saying don't even touch it. Okay. But if the revenue starts going and their technology is good, you've done the homework, you know it's going to do it, well, that's when you buy a stock like this. This is where a lot of people fail to do a lot of their homework, and that's why they lose a lot of money, because they put a lot of money into the companies like this without having the knowledge what the company does, okay, and the numbers. So always look at the numbers. What do you guys think of the introduction of stablecoin? Yeah, but that's stablecoin is what Donald Trump and all these guys are trying to push big time to the upside. Okay, so anyways, it's 8:50, guys. If you guys got any stocks, I'm gonna pick it up after Harvey here. Pass them on in the chat here, or give me, or if you have anything particular you guys want to take a look. I am here. We're gonna be all day. This is gonna be a sitting in front of the market. We got remember Bank of Canada rate decision at 9:45. Market opens up at 9:30. Then whole bunch of stuff going on till the earnings. More earnings are coming out. Big time earnings, Microsoft earnings, all those. We're gonna Meta earnings, Alphabet. We're gonna take a look at all of them during the day today. So this is gonna be an incredible busy day. I'm gonna enjoy it. I love this stuff, and hopefully stay with me here, and we'll be talking about a lot of stocks today. So I'll let Harvey do the market up. I'm gonna take a little bit of break, and I'll get right back with you guys very soon here. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Blue Jays won yesterday, so it's a good day today. We'll